So in this video we're going to create an advanced chart from ground up. But one place you may want to start when you're creating charts is to perhaps edit an existing one, because that will allow you to modify things fairly quickly. So you can go down the list, select one of the existing charts, and then just modify a component within it, and then save it. And then you'll see that the modification has taken place on the chart. That will allow you to learn reasonably quickly how each of these charts is set up and how you can modify them. Probably the thing to do is to go into the list. Over here you have a list of charts that you've created, which is replicated so that you can switch quickly between charts over here. What you may want to do is copy one of those so that you've actually got something that you can mess around with without having to mess up your existing configuration. So you may want to consider doing that and then modifying components of it to learn how the charting works. But on this video my objective is to create a chart completely from ground up. And to do that I need to press plus over here, and then I can say this is my new chart, or whatever you want to call it. And if I save that and select that, you can see that there's really not an awful lot there. And therefore you need to actually start putting information into the chart to be able to make something interesting out of it. And the first thing you need to select is the interval at which the chart is updating. So at the moment we've got it updating one tick at a time, and you may find that it's better to perhaps modify this to something like 1 second, because that will mean that the chart updates every second rather than one tick. That may be a little bit easier for you to read. Also, you want to modify the data points as well. The data points are the space between this side of the graph and that side of the graph. So 50 is 50 seconds effectively. But if you change the chart to a larger number, then you may find that the information becomes a little bit more representative. And there are two elements to the charting. The top element here, it says charts. So at the moment you can see in that area we've just got price, which is what you can see here. And then below it we have the chart configuration area, which basically allows you to plot information onto that chart. So let me explain this in a more concise and clearer manner. At the moment we have one chart, which sort of makes sense. You can obviously open as many charts as you like and have them set to as many different settings as you like. But on this particular runner that we're looking at Color Bearer, what we are doing with this selection is just plotting price. So we may want to do other things such as plot volume, and the way to do that is you can actually add in another chart onto this panel here. So you can see I've clicked plus, it's come up with price, but what we actually want is a volume chart. And if I click save now, what we will get is a price and volume chart. So if I click save, there you go, price and volume. So you can immediately see here somebody placed a big back order in this market which pushed the price in. You can see also these charts are of equal size. Maybe you don't want that. So what you can actually do is, if we want volume to be 1/3, you can see price at the moment has a ratio of 3, and we've just changed volume to 1. Click save, and there you go. But you can add in additional charts on top of here as well. So maybe we could add in a weight of money chart, and if I click on save there, we'll set that to a ratio of 1. Then we have price, volume, and weight of money. Price, volume, weight of money. You can see replicated up here. And if you want to put the weight of money above the price, above the volume, you can do that as well. So maybe you'll find that a little bit easier to read. But that's just the start, because you can see this is fairly colorless, and it looks interesting, and there's loads of decent information there. But maybe we want to add some color and more indicators to it. So what we can do now is go into the price chart and start to modify elements of that particular chart. So by clicking on price, we're selecting this chart here, and the lower section tells you how that chart is configured. So first of all, I'm going to get rid of candlesticks. I'm going to turn it into a line chart.
This event will start in 5 minutes.
I'm going to make the color black. I'm going to make the plot a little bit thicker, and if I save now, then you can see we've modified the price chart. But what I'm now going to do is add more information on top of it. So if I click here, so this up here controls price, volume. This tells you the main charts that you've got. Down here tells you how it's configured, and you can layer information on the chart you've nominated. So we've nominated price. I'm going to click on plus now, and what we can do now is add in a moving average. You can actually see we can add in moving average, exponential moving average, price envelope, highest traded price, lowest, and various other elements. And you can layer all of this information onto that chart. So what we're going to do here is add in a moving average. We say that we want the color to be whatever that color is. We'll do a line thickness of 2, and we'll make it a dash, and we're going to have it over 21 intervals, and because our interval is set to 1 second, the moving average is going to be over 21 seconds. So if I click save now, there we go, there's your moving average. And if we wanted to add more information in here, we could do. So we could add in another layer on top of that, an exponential moving average, price envelope, and all of this information we can add on top of this chart. But we don't want to do that at the moment. We'll just leave it as it is for the moment. If we look down at the volume chart here, maybe what we can do with volume is add a moving average on volume. Let's do that. So volume, moving average, and we'll make this a different color again. And if I click on save, there you can see the moving average. But let's modify the volume plot as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the display style so that it's filled from base, and then if I click on save here, you'll see the effect appear over here. There we go. That looks a bit more colorful and interesting, doesn't it? So in fact, you know, there is an awful lot you can do. And if we go to the weight of money chart, we could actually fill that from base as well. If you wanted to as well, you could actually add in additional features like a constant line. So when we're looking at the weight of money, we're interested if it's above or below 50%. So if I say constant line at 50, dark grey, and we'll make that dashed, if I hit the save button here, you can see that we've plotted a constant line on there as well. And if we wanted to, we could actually fill the weight of money from base and other details from there. So you can see here there are two key parts. This part up here tells you which charts you want to plot and their size, and then this area down here configures that chart and allows you to layer more information onto the chart. And when you've done that, you can save that, and then it immediately becomes available within here. That's what the old chart looked like that we're messing around with. This is my new chart, and that's available to select on whichever runner you want to select it with. So we can flick between runners if we want to, and if we want to create a variation on that chart, it's very easy to do so, and then we can flick to a different version of the chart if we wanted to. So you can see that once you've created the chart, it's saved under whatever title you've given it, and that's available for you to flip backwards and forwards through very easily. But the key concept behind creating a new chart is you define what charts you want to display on this panel, and then below each one you can actually configure and layer more information onto it. And that's how to create an advanced chart.